Unsolved, a Nancy Drew production. Tonight's episode, the Zodiac Killers.
The three ex-military men joined forces in the mid-1960s. The men were Joel Dennis Hamlin, called Denny, resident of Vallejo, California. Weight approximately 180 pounds. Height approximately 6 feet. Rodney Lewis Hamlin, called Rod, resident of Alameda, California. Weight 200 pounds. Height 5'9" or 5'10". And Gary Francis Post, called Posty by yours truly. Resident Alameda or Oakland, California. Weight 155 pounds. Height 5'10". This is Mr. Hamlin, and he had 3 sons, Jim, Denny, and Rod. And Jim didn't get involved in the Zodiac Killers. But his second son, Denny, kind of started the military aspect of it. And he was active in the California Cadets. And he went into the Navy, just like his older brother Jim went into the Navy. And Denny was very close to his brother Rodney. And Rodney went into the military in 1958 or 59 and was stationed in San Diego. And they were the 2 initial members of the Zodiac Killers. Denny enlisted in the United States Navy in the mid-1950s, and he was stationed in Long Beach. And in 1961, he took a gun and shot himself in the head. He recovered. Rodney was enlisted in the Navy and got married shortly afterwards. And they lived in San Diego in the early 1960s until she moved up north to be by her parents. Rodney still stayed in San Diego.
The cold case murder of a taxi cab driver in Oceanside could be tied to the Zodiac Killer. Cab driver Ray Davis was murdered in 1962, and if there's a connection, he would be the Zodiac Killer's first known victim.
Oceanside cabbie slain.
The murder of cab driver Ray Davis was front-page news in April of 1962. News 8 archive footage shows the taxi cab with a bullet hole in the windshield. An Oceanside police officer takes fingerprints. Davis was shot in the head and through the back. His body dragged out of the cab and dumped in an alley behind the 1900 block of South Pacific Street.
Then there's the murder of Johnny Ray Swindle, a radio petty officer 3rd class in the U.S. Navy, on February 5th, 1964. Then, in the mid-1960s, Rodney met Gary Post, and Post was in the hospital shortly thereafter at March Air Force Base in Riverside. It was definitely possible that these 3 men were sick of living, but they were unwilling to die. And maybe Gary Post and Rodney Hamlin, R.H., orchestrated Sherry Jo Bates's murder. In the late 1960s, Rodney had his own painting business, and in fact he painted the Golden Gate Bridge. And Gary Post had his own painting business, and he was said to have painted Clint Eastwood's mother's house in San Francisco. Both Rodney and Gary enjoyed going out fishing, hunting, and camping, and often on the weekends went out all night. On December 20th, 1968, on a new moon, when it's dark out, the Zodiac killers went out and shot and killed Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday. On July 4th, 1969, Independence Day resurgence, the Zodiac killers went out and tried to kill both Michael and Darlene, and they were successful killing Darlene Ferrin. On September 27th, 1969, one of the Zodiac killers dressed himself up and he knifed Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, and Cecilia passed away. On October 11th, 1969, on a new moon when it was dark outside, one of the Zodiac killers hailed a cab, told him to go to the Presidio neighborhood, and shot him dead. Paul Stein lost his life that night. After the Zodiac murders, Gary Post purchased land up in the Sierra Mountains in December of 1969. And Rodney Hamlin joined him and purchased land up there. But their families remained in Alameda until the mid-1970s. Rodney Lewis Hamlin and Gary Francis Posty ended their reign of terror in the San Francisco Bay Area and confined themselves to the Sierra Mountains, painting houses with the business Pine Mountain Painting. Rodney Hamlin died on February 24th, 2009. Gary Post died on August 23rd, 2018. And Dennis Hamlin is 83 years old and living in Texas. And he hasn't returned my phone call. Just kidding. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved, and it contained a lot of speculation. And I might follow up on this video when more facts and details come to light. So I'll see you the next time.